Hi, everybody. This is Colin from Estrem Company, and with me is Sarah Mueller from Joy Discovered. Last time we met on video here, we had a conversation about confidence and what goes into confidence, how it's built, and how Sarah works with executives to develop more confidence. Today, we are going to be talking about the imposter syndrome, which is something that I'm super interested in finding out more about. I know I've definitely seen people talking about it on LinkedIn and in different groups of mine. So let's get right into it. Sarah, tell us, what is the imposter syndrome?
What is the imposter syndrome? Okay. The imposter syndrome is basically when we have a feeling that something that we have in our life, it might be a job, it might be a relationship or a friendship. We believe that we got it by chance or by connection or by luck. And we don't really believe that we are valuable or worthy enough to have the skills and the expertise to have it ourselves. We feel like we're a fraud. We feel like we are going to be found out sooner or later. And so it really is this feeling of someone's going to find out the truth about me and they're going to think that I don't deserve this job, I don't deserve this relationship, or whatever it might be that we're focusing on.
Fascinating stuff. So do you think there's ever situations where it's like a valid feeling? I get the feeling that most of the time when people are feeling this way, it's not really a true belief. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I think that, it's always good to be curious about what's coming up in our minds, right? The work that I do of self-mastery is always turning inward and saying, well, what is this trying to teach me about myself? How can I learn from it and grow? And so if we're feeling imposter syndrome, we can say, okay, are there skills that I need to develop that would make me feel more secure and as more of an expert here? Is there something that I can study or support that I can get from someone else to grow? Or is it one of those limiting beliefs, which it often is? Oftentimes the imposter syndrome, especially when we're thinking about our career and our work, we have to trust the judgment of the person that hired us for the job, that brought us on board. We have to trust the judgment of the person who deemed that we were worthy to come in as an interview candidate. We have to trust the judgment of our client that hires someone like myself as their success coach. They see something that we can offer, and we can turn our perspective and our focus off of the limiting beliefs that chatter in our mind, and
Right.
Instead see that someone else has already deemed us worthy or valuable to support them.
Absolutely. Do you find that a lot of times the people that have really severe imposter syndrome are like entrepreneurs, maybe doing a startup venture?
Yes. I tend to attract a lot of people in entrepreneurial type work. So they're either entrepreneurs starting out, and even not even starting out, even later in their career as well, or those who have different entrepreneurial type jobs that might be something like sales, a sales type position, because you're putting yourself out there a lot. And so in those types of roles where you have to put your authentic self out there, we often have that buildup of imposter syndrome. Yes, okay. Absolutely.
No, it's fascinating. And I imagine, or I know from my own personal experience that I've felt that type of feeling, throughout my life. I think maybe even in school when I was, younger, feeling those situations. So, and I guess, the negative to come out of having that or letting that imposter syndrome control you is that it might limit you. Well, you might decide not to do certain things or try new things. Is that what other things might happen if you allow that to keep going?
Yeah, really at the core of it, we're holding back the way that we're here to contribute in this world. And I fully believe that we all have a purpose for being put here on this earth. We all have unique skills that only we own, that we can give to a company or our own business or our family, whatever that might be. And so when we let that chatter in our brain and our imposter syndrome hold us back, we are then holding back all the people that can benefit from our services, the businesses that can thrive more when we're able to contribute, whatever it might be. So it keeps us playing small. And, one of the things that I was thinking about is one of the reasons that imposter syndrome seems to be so prevalent is it's really part of our human brain evolution, because back in our earliest human history, our earliest days of humans, we had a lot of threats in our life. We had the lions and the tigers and the bears or the fire. And so whichever humans could see these threats, they were able to last longer and survive. And as they evolved, it was that brain that was able to spot the threats and keep track of them. And the thing is that now in our current lifetime, we don't have the same threats as we did in our earliest human history, but our brain is still in that way where it notices anything negative. So we're more likely to remember, like if we get 1 minute of a negative feedback from a teammate over the course of a week, but we get 65 positive feedbacks, we're going to remember the negative. And so we just have to understand that our brain is wired to pick up on the negative, because that used to mean literally our life or death back in our early history.
Right.
And it's not the reality of who we are. And so understanding that and starting to train our brain to focus on the positive will help to alleviate that imposter syndrome as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so important to like really kind of experience, your full potential growth. Such important stuff to think about. And, of the clients that you work with, like in the business world, you find that it's pretty ubiquitous. Most people are experiencing some level of this.
Yeah, yes. And I think, I tend to attract a lot of high achievers. And I mean, people who are probably watching this video are high achievers that are wanting to do better in their career or their life, whatever it might be, right?
Yeah.
And so when we're a high achiever, we have a lot of ways of thinking that could be like, I've got to do this on my own, or it's got to be perfect, or I've got to be able to show this great, perfect end result without letting anyone see the struggle or the hardship that's behind it. And that's just not really normal humanity, right? Like things are challenging and things are hard, and perfection isn't real. And so with a lot of my clients who are high achievers, it's remembering, okay, yes, strive for excellence, but understand that perfection is just going to keep you stuck. It's a procrastination tool in a way. And as you keep in that space, you're not moving forward. You're spending too much time on projects. It's holding you back.
Yep. I love that. And I think that, that's one of the on a personal level, that's something I know that like I mentioned before, I've experienced for a long time, and always fun to learn about it. Well, thank you so much, Sarah. And I'm really excited to do more videos with you. I think the next one we have coming up later on this week is about goal setting, and I can't wait to hear what you have to say about that.
Yes, it'll be exciting.
Awesome. All right. We'll see you soon, Sarah. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.